Good afternoon, everyone. It's kind of nice outside. A little bit of emphysema going on this morning. Kind of change of plans. Hopefully, I'm breathing okay. Can try a little kayak exercise. Today, we're covering the 3 levels of electric car charging. So, a lot of misinformation going out there, and always verify, always study. Don't be lazy, and take somebody's word for it. Not even mine. Study. Study some more. Verify, double verify, triple verify. So when these cars were introduced, they probably had a max of 100 miles of range. So level 1 was pretty much the norm. You could charge the thing overnight. And that'll run off your regular 120 outlet. The charger that came with my Nissan Leaf, it does level 1 or level 2 charging. It just has an adapter plug on there. But it only requires 12 amps, so it'll plug into a 15 amp outlet. And I made sure all mine are 20 amps, just a thing. If they ask for something, I give them more. So it can take less than a day. It can take a day or up to 2 days to charge. You get different sizes of batteries and you get different amps. Like I said, mine's 12. Who knows, what the... it depends on what car you get. Mine's a 62 kilowatt hour battery. I used level 1 for at least a month. And that's when I did all my gauging with a through-line meter to make sure this car wasn't, eating me out of house and home. And it doesn't take much to charge them. It's amazing what you can get out of them. But level 1, that's your normal outlet. And level 2, and when I pull the adapter off, it goes into a NEMA 1450 plug. The Nissan Leaf charger for 2021 is a 30 amp, 240 volt charger. Okay. I set it for 6.5 hours yesterday. Did it like a charge. I did one last week, 6.5 hours. This one took me to 97% from 21%, 6.5 hours. So that's 30 amps. I actually would prefer something around the mid-20 range. I'm more comfortable with that. I'm not in a hurry to, charge up and go. There's quick chargers out there if I got to make a trip, I can pay for and stuff. So I would prefer something in the 24 to 26 amp range myself. But mine's 30. I've done full charge pretty much before. It doesn't take that long. I set my charge timer. There's a thing on there. I wish I could set the percentage of what I want to charge. I think the earlier Nissans had that. But I can go into the EV screen on the dash and select charge times and put it to level 1. I have 2 level 2s on mine to select because of the different amperages. And then it's just a guess. Well, I've got it on the highest one, and it's charging faster than what that meter tells me. So everything's good and everything's sweet with that. Level 2 is your normal charging. So we've got a 100 amp service. This used to be a business. It's got a huge breaker panel. A sub panel was added because there wasn't enough room for everything comfortably. And the only thing added on the sub panel is level 2 charging in the attached garage and level 1 charging in the attached garage. And this garage is still run on the first panel. And on a sub panel, you separate your grounds from your returns. Where on the regular panel, the grounds and returns go to the same place. So level 2 charging, 240 volts. It's what you get a lot of free charging. Tesla destination charging. The normal plug is J1772 plug. It's all over the place. A lot of car dealers, parks, cities, communities, restaurants, hotels, J1772. And of course, Tesla's got adapters to hook into every darn thing. I've got an adapter to hook my Nissan into a Tesla destination charger, and I haven't tried it yet. But it's popular at motels, campgrounds, and stuff. If you stay overnight, you can charge your car with one of those chargers. And if you can't, you buy an electric spot and use that electricity to charge your car while you're camping too. So the big one's level 3 charging. It usually requires 3-phase. That's a big apparatus, and unless you're pretty damn rich, you're not going to have that in your house. That's a DC fast charge. On the Nissan Leaf, it's a different plug called Chatamo. Teslas also have adapters for that. It was the Japanese standard for DC fast charging, and actually a bi-directional plug where you could power your house with your car if your electric went out. You know, it's a two-way system. So I haven't gotten into that yet. Now, that's mostly your paid chargers. There's a few of them. The Nissan dealer had one, but it wasn't working. Dunkin' Donuts has some of those DC fast chargers. That I think they're ChargePoint brand. Electrify America has about the widespread interstate covered. They're not real good on their maintenance at this time. And then when they redid, they only left one Chatamo for us Mitsubishi and Nissan people to charge our cars with. And there's a lot of us out there still. But it just takes minutes to charge. I think the Chevy Bolts are probably the slowest now. They can do 55 kilowatts an hour if everything's going good. And your chargers don't always give you what you want. So the size of the battery, the speed of the charge, is basically what's going to get you from point A to point B on a long trip. It's not just the size of the battery or the range. It's the speed of charging. And then what you need to research, I need to research, these cars that charge fast. Is it hurting the battery, or is their battery technology good where it's going to hold up for a long time? So, level 2. I know there's something else I wanted to say about level 2 charging, but there are places you pay for level 2 charging. I haven't run into those yet. That's what they call the normal charge, and charges your car in a normal amount of time. And if you're in a motel, your battery's got time to cool off before you wake up. If you're like my car where the battery's air cooled, that's pretty much old tech now, even though the new Nissan Leafs are still going to be coming out with that. But pretty good. It's kind of fun. I'm having a hell of a time traveling and using these chargers around. And my goal as an old retired guy is find as many free ones as I can. There's someplace I want to eat, someplace I want to tour, take in scenery, or stuff like that. I'm going to do everything I can to travel on the cheap. I was raised by Depression folks, and I'm kind of turning into that now for some reason. So I packed a lunch on one trip. I'm probably going to pack a lunch on my next trip, and unless I see something really tempting, I'm going to eat and drink my own food and stuff. So, all right. Any questions, leave them down below. Either I'll answer them or somebody else will. I don't really have time to check all that stuff, but you can freeze this anywhere you like. You can also look it up and see what I missed or something I covered somebody else different. Somebody else didn't, but I'm sure with the trucks and stuff, they're going to have higher levels of fast charge coming out for the trucking industry. And seems like this country of Norway's leading the world in all this stuff. But it's cool that I could leave the hatch open on my electric car and I'm not going to die. They got pickup trucks you can load stuff through the back to the seats that open up, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Well, there's no fumes. Unless you're tailgating a diesel truck, you're going to be fine. It's a whole different world. Not going to the gas station's pretty awesome. And like I said, My normal charge at home is $2. And if my electricity doubles, that'll be $4. And my range is over 200 miles. So that's all I got. We'll cover something else probably this week. But you guys take care out there. If you hit a charger somewhere, enter it into PlugShare. Let us know if it's working or not, especially if you're going to the Air Force Museum. We're all waiting for them to fix those 4 chargers down there with the 1772s so we can take a trip there. Be safe, be courteous, be kind, and I'll see you on the next video. P.S. I just remembered what I wanted to say about level 2 charging. There's a lot of information out there about having your house completely rewired to handle level 2 charging. The only thing that runs off 240 in my house is AC, which sucks a lot more energy than my electric car. My bill's up about $110 the last 2 months from running air conditioning. And like I said, my electric car charges are probably $8 to $10 a month if I charge every week or so. There's a new thing coming out from Siemens that sits between your electric meter and your house, where the electric meter plugs in. And it's going to allow a tap for a level 2 charging without adding anything to your breaker box. Don't know what it's going to cost, but there's going to be all kinds of stuff coming out to help you with that. And it's a world of technology. It's going to be growing leaps and bounds. So pretty interesting stuff, pretty exciting. I love changes. I love modernization. I hate stagnation. Stagnation sucks. I like things to change, things to be replaced, things to be updated. It's exciting. So be safe. Talk to you later.